Hey, thanks for joining us. What we're going to do now is look at the T54E1, which is an American tank, and it's also a autoloader, which means it's got multiple rounds up the spout in the clip, whatever you want to call it, and that produces a unique gameplay experience. And I'm just going to show you a little bit about the tank as well while you watch this replay that's going on behind. It has a decent gun, fairly good penetration. As I said before, it's got the 3 clips, and it's pretty good like that. The armor is pretty ordinary though, so you know at tier 9 you can be penned by most tanks. We just got to be a little bit careful with that and keep that in mind. So it's very much a support tank, and you play it as such. They're the rations I run, or the provisions, and also show you the loadout or the consumables that I run. And we'll get straight into some gameplay and we'll see how this thing goes. Righto, in this game what we're going to show you is how the tank just plays as a support role. So the T54E1 is really good at being a support tank, and obviously with the 3 rounds in the clip, what you get is a scenario where the tank can do a lot of damage, and at the same token it can also create just an advantage where you need it. And if you've got a team member that's pinned down or something like that by a particular tank, you can go in there and do some damage. And the important thing is to try not to get hit and get the hell out of there so you can reload that clip. And I think that's kind of the secret to autoloaders, if you think about it, because you know, you've got those 3 rounds just sitting there. So what we've done is pushed up here to the right, and we're just waiting to see if anyone come over the hill. Nothing's happened. They're already capping A. That straight away tells us that we've got to get over and start supporting this T-34 Falcon, and obviously the ISU that's up there as well, and there's also an E-75. So we've got a few tanks on the left and we've got a few tanks on the right, and now what I'm going to do is try and put some shots into that CDC, and for whatever reason I just tracked him. I didn't get a good purchase. I didn't shoot then when I could. Put one into that Carnarvon there, and now I'm waiting for my reload. I'm not even spotted, so I can just sit here, and I'm actually not in play, if that makes sense, because, you know, until you're spotted, you're not in play. But you can see how far those tanks were able to roll through while I was on my reload. And presence of mind is crucial too with this sort of thing. So you can see here I can still stay anonymous and put shots into that CDC while I'm back up here in this position and I'm not in play. And what I mean by not in play is I'm not spotted. And until I'm not spotted, I can actually kind of remain a little bit anonymous, and I can actually just put support in without having guns trained on me. And that's a really good thing to do, because when you're anonymous, you keep the enemy guessing, and at the same token you're not going to take shots yourself. So I'll go over to here to help the T49, and that CDC, you can see he's too fast for me. He's already gotten away, and now T49's pushing up, and E75 has actually gone and taken that CDC out. So I'll push up here to help this E75. I can't get shots because there's a dead tank in the way. There's a couple of dead tanks in the way actually. And, you know, from this point of view, I still don't want to get wrecked because of the autoloader. So the autoloader actually makes you play a bit more cautiously, and at the same token, it can make you, you know, just think about your gameplay a bit more. And it's probably smart to do that with every tank, but I try to push up here to help the E75. Then I realise I'm going to block him. Don't want that, so got to get the hell out of there. And so I just realised I'm not going to do him any good there, so I'm going to go around the other side, and I've got a full clip there waiting. I'm going to get rid of this ST1 because I know that he can be a very dangerous tank. He's not expecting me to come this way. Presence of mind, and we've got him. Now I've still got one up the spout, still got another shot to play, and that IS3, my objective was to get in behind him and do a job on him, and there he goes, he's done. Leaves 2 on 3, and I can take a shot from either of these guys here, and I've got enough rounds in the clip to get rid of both of them. but I don't need to. And that 704 is trained on me. While he's looking at me, he doesn't see that the the ST1 is getting a shot on him. So you can see just by that support roll, we killed 2 tanks, and we took a shot right at the very end, but I had enough hit points up my sleeve to have won that game for the team. And have a look, that ISU did a lot of good damage, and we were still second damage, and we were only spotted for about a quarter of the match. And that's really what you want to do in this tank. You want to be that support role. An interesting one because ends up being a mastery for us. Now, again, it's one of those situations where I don't want to rush in a tank like this. I don't want to go be the spear, the tip of the spear. I don't want to be that. I want to be the tank that literally is a support role for other tanks. So I've got 2 183s camped down here in our spawn, and all the other teams gone left. So part of me is like, I'm caught between a rock and a hard place here. However, straight away, I've been able to spot up this IS-7, and I know he's pushing to our right. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I've got 2 183s camped down here. This can go either way. So I think I'm going to actually just start spotting the enemy and see if I can get our TDs to put some shots in. And with that, you notice the 183 is following me over here to the right. So he's going to go up into support role for me now, and I'm going to try and spot for him. So that's exactly what I say in game. And here, I'm not going to put myself into too much harm's way. I'm just going to try and sneak up to the top here. I've got fairly good gun depression, which means I can look down on the enemy. And you notice I'm not rushing in here because I know there's only been 3 tanks spotted so far on the battlefield. And see, there we go. I've spotted up that I-7. You notice I didn't, at that point, take shots. Reason being is I was in a very vulnerable spot there if their 183 was camped over on their spawn, which was more than likely the case. So push up, and I think, well, now I'm in a safer spot to get a shot in on this IS-7. He has a snapshot at me and misses, and now I'm able to put a full clip into him. And you think, IS-7's a very capable tank. We've just damaged him by half his hit pool points in one clip. And that's the advantage of an autoloader. And you can see now I've got hard cover here. He can't get me. And so I just want to keep him spotted in case our 183 can get a shot. And at this point he can't. But I now know I'm spotted up by something else. And look over here on the left comes a 183 on the attack. Now I don't want to engage with him. He's a mean, nasty bugger and can do a lot of damage to me. Now, our 183 got one away and put a big impact on that IS-7. And their 183 has now taken a shot from our other guy over the other side there. So my mission is to get rid of him. I don't want to miss. I know he's on a reload because he's just taken a shot. So I know I'm going to be able to get my full clip into him. And that's going to be the end of him. So that's a big gun out of the game. Their T54 can't aim. Even at that close range, close distance there, he couldn't hit me. I don't know what was going on there. So now, I've got 2 choices. I can try and get rid of that IS-7, or I can just sneak up here, use my gun depression, and put shots in this T54. Now, I know in a brawling situation, he can do me a lot of damage. So, I wanted to get rid of him there on that shot, which I just unfortunately took a bounce. Again, I'm still full health. The game's in the balance at 2-all. Our 183 did the job there. Now I want to push up with my clip almost reloaded and get rid of this 187. Sorry, IS-7. What am I saying? 187. I've got 183 on the brain. IS-7. Far out, I can't speak. So there again, bang, got rid of him. But it's made me a little bit vulnerable here because I'm spotted and I get hit by this waffle tractor. And so now, just want to put some shots in. Their 183 got another shot on me as well. And now I'm back behind cover here trying to hide because I know now where that other 183 is. Over in the corner and he's sitting there waiting to pick me off. What's my strategy going to be now? It's going to be to reset the camo. Reset camo, sneak out, take a shot, and don't be greedy though. See, if I was greedy and stuck out there, that waffle tractor would have finished me right there and then. or the 183. I can only really take one more hit and I'm done. So it's not a good scenario. I'm watching the waffle tractor. I know that I've dropped off the radar here and he's not focusing on me. I know they're paper thin, so I can get a shot in, get 2 shots in on him and pull back. So again, I was patient. I was waiting for my opportunity. And now we're down to 2. We still don't know where that 183 is, although I suspect he's over in that bottom corner. And that IS4 is sitting there and he's being very difficult. Now, unbeknownst to us, at this point in time, that E3 on our team is actually AFK. He's gone AWOL. So we're actually really, if you think about it, 3 on 2 here. Because most of our guys are not that keen, and they're not pushing up. One's AFK. So, you know, we've got a situation where I'm now in the box seat because I'm waiting over this part of the course to get my shots in this IS4 and we get rid of him. So that's our 3rd kill, 4,900 damage, and that's a mastery game. So again, now I'm looking for this 183. I type, yeah, just spot him up. I've got a good shot from here. I'm unspotted, and he suddenly becomes into view. And by that time I get out there, he's already dead. But great game from the team. And look, I hope that gives you some insight into the T54E1. I had a really good game, enjoyed playing that, and certainly enjoy this tank. I can't wait for the T57. That's going to be an experience. Already got the AMX 50B, and that's a harder tank to play because it's really tall, so it's got a very high turret. Whereas this tank here, it's just good fun. Bit of a beast, and yeah, I'm going to look forward to the T57. Hopefully I'll be able to bring you a decent game on that too. So thanks for watching, subscribe, like the video if you like it, and yeah, see you around on the battlefield.